Good morning. Hey, it's time for Stevie Rocks. Hey, kids, rock and roll, rock on. Okay, day 19 of 100 albums. This one is an album I loved when I first heard it, and I still love it today. It's by Santana. It's an album called Abraxas. Now, back in the day, you have to understand, it's more out of ignorance than anything else, but I was a white kid. I know. And I listened to white music primarily. It was this way it was back then. It was just cultures was separated. It wasn't a racist thing. It's just the way we were. White people listen to white music, black people listen to black music. But along comes Santana, which is Latin rock. Santana first appeared at Woodstock and blew everybody away. They were not expecting this kind of music. It was like Latin blues, heavy rock, led by an amazing guitar player, Carlos Santana. The percussion. If you get a chance, watch the Woodstock performance of Santana. It's probably, other than the obvious Jimi Hendrix, who was a black man, but more of a rock artist, I think. Uh, don't you think so? I think so. But anyway, Santana was really the first culturally different band I got into that weren't white. I was Alice Cooper, Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, the Kinks, the Beatles, the Stones. I can go on and on and on. But Santana was different. And this was around the time in high school when I was very into guitar-oriented rock because that's what we were all. Eric Clapton, Cream. We would have fights. Is it Jimmy Page, Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck? Who were the greatest guitar players? Jimi Hendrix, of course, always topped the list. And Carlos Santana, I thought, was an amazing guitarist. And this was really good, solid guitar rock. Abraxas is a great album. It opens up with an instrumental, singing winds, crying beasts, just awesome sound. It's a really great album of sound. And then it went into Black Magic Woman, a Fleetwood Mac cover. Fleetwood Mac before they became poppy Fleetwood Mac. This is the first incarnation of Fleetwood Mac with Peter Green, basically a blues band. And Oye Como Va, which was a hit, all sung in Spanish. This was unusual back then, but it was such a great, great album. It still is. Mother's Helper, Hope You're Feeling Better, Samba Pati, another instrumental blues track. Just a really solid, great album. It features Greg Rowley on vocals, who later became the lead singer for a band called Journey, but then was kicked out early, and they brought in Steve Perry. But if you listen to early Journey, you're going to hear that Santana kind of sound. They got Neil Schon in there. Now, Neil Schon was also a guitar player for Santana, not on this album, but he joined Santana, and him and Greg Rowley went off and joined Journey. Because Carlos kind of liked I don't think he liked to play with the same musicians all the time. He kind of moved around. He went into the Mahavishnu Orchestra. He got very jazzy and worked with John McLaughlin of Mahavishnu for a little while. I lost track of Santana, but this album, Abraxas, is still one that I listen to today. I listened to it the other day, and I was like, yeah. And a lot of people, a lot of rock enthusiasts and music enthusiasts that talk about top albums, I very rarely, if ever, see Santana Abraxas on the list. So this is kind of out of left field, I think. A lot of people that like music like me might look and go, wow, I forgot about that album. Don't forget Santana Abraxas. Absolutely brilliant, great record. Never got to see Santana live. I don't know why. I could have. I never saw them back in the day. Maybe it was hard to get tickets. Maybe I wasn't that interested. I love this album. The first album's good. Abraxas, brilliant record.